How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I apologize for taking so long of a break there. That wasn't my intention, but hopefully back in the saddle here for things. I'm gonna start uploading videos for you guys again. Just wanted to apologize for that off the rip there. Today we're going to be going over the Onward Research SIMP Pouch, showing you just kind of an overview of it, and then showing you some of the items it can hold and what I personally hold in it. So let's start breaking it down. On the top here, you've got your Velcro field to attach it to your plate carrier. You've got a huge chunk of Velcro compared to a lot of your other danglers out there. Not going to call any out specifically, but a lot of them just have a tiny little Velcro field on the front, whereas this one's got a huge chunk. Just makes it that much more secure on the front of your plate bag. As well, if your plate bag's Velcro is kind of higher up for some reason, this will still allow you to mount this and have it hang at the correct height just below your plate bag. So that's a nice feature, giving you that much Velcro. Moving into the pouch itself, you've got a dual zipper on the front face here at kind of a 45-degree angle. That 45 makes it easier to open, as well as to see the contents that are in it when it's mounted on you, instead of just having it straight on the front or straight on the top like some danglers out there. This just gives you that nice, easy open and a way to access the contents. Dual zippers are nice, so if one breaks, you're not completely screwed. You can still open and close the pouch. On the inside of this main pocket here, you've got two elastic loops sewn in. This is kind of a more, it's not a super stretchy elastic. It's got some strength to it, so it's not going to wear out super easily. Good for mounting tourniquets or whatever kind of objects you could think to mount in here, like batteries or electrical tape. Moving to the front face, you've got two webbing loops here, not MOLLE spaced, so probably can't mount any MOLLE pouches to here. You could try, but wouldn't be the most secure. These are just good for mounting things like a chem light, a Sharpie. Sharpie'd be nice because of the tourniquet straps down here, which are also just two elastic loops. Great for holding a tourniquet. You might be able to cram a small flashbang down here and just use the spoon to kind of retain it. However, that might work, but it's mainly just meant for your tourniquets. And then you could throw a Sharpie right there, so like you could write your time right away. That'd be a nice way to do it. I tend to keep just a green chem light on the front face and a tourniquet on the bottom. Going around to the back, not much going on other than your Onward Research tag where it says made in the USA, which is a very nice plus when it comes to the credibility of this pouch. Now, I'm just going to show you some of the items I personally run in here, which includes an SSE bag, which I tuck into one of these elastic loops here, like this. In this other elastic loop, I like to keep a pack of batteries, 4 AA's, 2 123s, and one of those small discs for my RMR. Just like to keep at least one change of batteries for everything. It's kind of hard to throw this stuff in here. Sorry about that. Boom. So I throw my batteries, my SSE bag, and then just loosely in the pocket, I throw electrical tape, 2 Band-Aids. I like having a couple Band-Aids right in the front, ready to go, so you don't have to pull out your whole IFAK to get to a couple Band-Aids. I recommend just having a couple that you could just reach. And then second, just a pair of rubber gloves, kind of scrunch them down nice and tight in case I gotta touch something gross and don't want to get it on my hands or my mechanics gloves. So that's what I personally throw in here. However, you could throw a bunch of different stuff in here if you desired. The elastic bands are good for keeping your smaller items retained, and then you've got your big pocket. I'm just going to show a couple big items here. I'm not going to go into a bunch of small things just because you could kind of get the idea. But some large items that could fit. Here's a just replica M18 smoke grenade. That could be thrown in here. Can't fit through those elastic bands. They're too small, but you can use this as a kind of smoke grenade pouch down at the bottom of your plate bag. Or a thermite, similar shaped items. You could throw a 5.56 mag. This is just an airsoft P mag with a mag pole on the bottom. You could throw one of these in here. You could fit 2 just steel mags in here as well. So if you need a plus up on ammo, you could throw those in here. And also, surprisingly, here's a full-sized Ride in the Rain, not one of the mini ones. You can cram this in here. I did it earlier. It's gonna be a little jank, but you can throw a Ride in the Rain in here. It does kind of make the pouch's profile kind of distort, but for some reason, if you need to throw a Ride in the Rain and this is the only pouch you have, you could do it in here. So that's just kind of a brief explanation of the pouch as well as what it can hold. I have this on the front of my JPC. I've had it for a couple months now, and it works really well. Holds all the items I need it to. This is not good for holding a bunch of stuff. It's just for kind of like admin pouches for a couple miscellaneous things. I really like this pouch. On my JPC, I don't mount it where most people do, where it's on the cummerbund space. I mount it on the inside of my front plate bag. That keeps it snugger to the body, so it's not as flopping around. As well as that still allows me to use that button snap on the Cry plate carriers. You know what I'm talking about if you have a Cry plate carrier. So that's how I use this thing. In my experience, it's a great pouch. If you just need a small admin dangler, this is a great option, and I will recommend it. I'll put a link in the description down below. And before I leave, I want to say thank you to the 2 most recent public subscribers since my latest video, which are Oni Moves and I can't pronounce this entire name, so I'm just going to read the first part. Dodong. I'm sorry, I don't want to completely butcher your name, which I might have just even butchered that first part. So I'm sorry about that, but I do appreciate everybody who subscribes, those who just watch my videos. And if you do watch my videos and made it this far, I hope you find it entertaining, some enjoyment, and hopefully you learned something. And if you were looking into this pouch, hopefully this kind of swayed your way either to buying it or not buying it if you don't think this is for you. And as always, hope you all have a great rest of your day.